Let's jump to another channel.
Enjoy. Alright.
Alright.
Work. Office crib. I've never seen this channel before.
Oh.
Okay, so wait, are we live now? Can they hear us?
We will be live. So we're live at the moment, but there's 2-minute delay.
Okay, so this will come up.
I don't know why I was ready. I don't know why the fuck they're waiting.
Huh?
They're like waiting for me to be ready when I already said ready.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we got Skunkworks. And what was the other team here today, Narkit?
Raza and the lads.
Raza and the lads versus Skunkworks. Okay.
Yeah.
Should be an interesting fight.
So it's going to be a bit of a tough one to cast because we can only look through the player views. Because Psycho asked for our views to be locked for some reason, but you know.
That's okay. Alright, well, I guess we can, I'll stick on Skunkworks, you skink on the lads. I'll try and do it that way.
Alright. No, we can't view the lads. Like, we can only view Skunkworks.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like they're going for a classic 2-2-2 with the Junkrat. Nothing much to get standing behind. Reinhardt with the Junkrat actually be able to help a little bit with the damage boost. So we can only really cast one side here.
Yeah. I don't know why the fuck he asked for that. That's so dumb.
Classic Skunkworks material.
Yeah.
UA's most disappointing Overwatch team.
This guy. No. Look, they're taking this point. It's you know, contested right now. The Mercy coming in for the res. No, he's ducking in behind. I fucking hate
Jim almost escaping.
Oh my god. I hate no free view.
This is rather shit.
Yeah, look, we've got a Metal here, backing off while the rest of his team seems to be going in. Prime time for a pick-off.
Why don't the numbers work?
You need to, yeah, left and right click, left and right click, and space.
Alright.
Psycho's demac'd here, so, oh no, he's just got back in. Cool tank going hard into their backline. We've got the Zaya ult coming through. That classic grab dragon combo gets the entire Skunkworks team.
Gosh. There it is. 6-man team wipe. It's going to be hard to come back from. What ults do we have? They only have the Jim's ult with the Mercy. They could use that to push in, but I'm not sure if they're going to act on that right now. Probably not until they get onto the point. Do you see the Reinhardt dropping his shield quite a bit, going in?
Yeah, Metal's gone.
Not sure if his team is right behind him. Can't see.
Colonel Wong with the barrage, getting the mech and Ben there. Psycho trying desperately to get his mech back here. They really need to push through to that point, try and fight on it.
Still alive after all that carnage.
Yeah, Raza and the lads just keep soaking that percent while they're fighting in that that front room of the Skunkworks side of the map.
Did notice the lads aren't really targeting the healers. His dead Jim just managed to slip around that entire team. Here we go. Maybe possible take here with the ult, and that's gonna get the Farah. They're gonna they're trying to revive Metal Grinder, but no such luck. It does look like that point will go to the lads.
Oh, Chris Kringle on 20 health, desperately trying to get away there. Hanzo trying to get in there, get the kill, but Chris Kringle surviving on 36 health. Skunkworks taking the point here with Raza and the lads at 99%, so they can't lose a single fight, or it's round over.
I was surprised for that win with the Mercy going down almost immediately, right off that bat. But not getting that Reinhardt either, but I guess he was able to make it back in time to help out with the point, and the lads just didn't have the crew to push through.
Here we go. The next combo, they do not have the Zen to counter it, even though they've already experienced that full team wipe from the Grav Dragon combo. Jim being delayed there, but it doesn't matter. The round is over. They capped the point.
That was 2 team kills. 2 full team kills from that combo.
Yeah.
Let's see if they do learn and try and get a Zen in for this next push. Or at least something that may help out with that combo. Okay, yeah, they are picking up the Zen. That's good. Not really sure what the lads are gonna do here. Doesn't look like somewhat of a dive set up here. Got Chris Kringle with the soldier. I guess that's gonna be about a little bit more healing for the team, but having let's just hope Metal and Psycho can dive on their targets effectively, along with that Discord Orb. Hopefully, it's Cool Tank being able to build his ult fast enough to counteract that combo. Two down from the UA. Go on.
That mech is also down. Jim trying desperately to heal as they retreat back through that bottom room on the right side.
Yeah, it does look like Jim is going to get out again. Does seem to be good at getting out of these situations. But we do still have Chris Kringle quite far up, but he does manage to get out of there. No changes on the team. Psycho is back up. They didn't really... I think the Pharah was a big problem for them. A little bit hard to tell, but I do believe that was one of the problems. Chris Kringle may not be able to...
yeah, he was getting zoned out there. He came through those stairs and almost got picked off, so he had to back out. So it was a 5v6 because he wasn't actually in the fight. And the Raza and the lads just took advantage. Here we go with the next team wipe on Skunkworks here. They need to change tactics if they want this to work.
Yeah, I don't think that they're kind of alternating dives. I noticed first the Winston goes in and then Diva goes in, and they seem to go in when they're a bit less health. Hopefully, if they can get onto targets and hopefully just get a pick, then there should be no problem. Also, a Junkrat against this Zarya. Can't say that's too. Could be working for him though. I'll have a look a bit further for that.
Yeah, it's all about Chris Kringle trying to get that Pharah. They have won this fight though, and they are going to cap that point with 78% capped on the Raza side.
That doesn't give them too much to play with. Possibly they may be able to get away with one loss of a fight, but they would have to group up and push back in immediately, or maybe get a faster dive DPS in, possibly a Tracer, to try and get that point back if they do lose, but I guess they're counting on not losing it. Let's just hope these dive canes can get on this. Mercy does seem to be a little bit back with the Zenyatta.
Chris Kringle
Metal diving Zen.
Not getting too much value here. Just one pick. No. We've got the Tire, had already taken out 2. They're desperately trying to get that Hanzo down, they do. That Pharah in the doorway there. Is anyone really popping off for you, Callum?
I'm having a little bit of a hard time seeing... It does seem that Bina is on fire, but that could be just from stopping that fire ult. I did see him throw a mine in.
Yeah,
it does look like
the Tire.
Going for a flame. And the Tire, that's right. Other than that, it's Very hard to tell.
Jim floating down here. We've got the D-Rock coming through. It would have been the perfect opportunity to get that Zen up, but he decides to pistol the Reinhardt instead. We've got Skunkworks being pushed off the point here. He's getting the res on the Junkrat here, trying to keep that Winston up as they try and desperately push the Raza team off that point.
Interesting choice for the Winston to be attacking the tank rather than the Mercy, but that just may be sidelines or such. Not too sure there. And again, with the Winston right at the front round, just receiving the bulk of that damage from the team coming in. This is the team loss that we're looking for. Let's see if they can get in enough time.
Yeah, they had that same combo again. I think the Dragon was even overkill. By the time it actually came through, it was only Psycho left, and he'd just been demaced. But look, there's one fight left in this this map, and we'll see if Skunkworks can actually get to the point.
I do see. Okay, they've been pushed off the point, but one does get on the point. Hopefully they can get on it, push it into overtime. We got Chris Kringle going around the back, trying to get that Mercy. Does get her with the ult here with Chris Kringle, but he does go down, only taking out the Farah. Could be working well for it. Got metal
Still
again.
Anyone's game.
Trying to get that tank as the Winston, but it doesn't go too well. With the Zen still up.
It's so cancelled trying to find the right view.
Does look like it's up to Psycho, but I guess he died. I switched off to see if there was any more. He didn't die. What? Okay. Sorry, I didn't see what happened there. He did seem to still be on the point. So, I think something wrong that happened there was the dive tanks. They weren't doing too much, and when they were diving, it did seem they were actually diving tanks rather than supports. I saw Metal dive Zarya at least twice there when a Zenyatta or a Mercy was still up. What do you think about that round, Narkid? Not much?
Look, I think there was a bit of a lack of focus. They won only one or two fights there, but they didn't plan their ultimates very well. They didn't have that Zen in that second round, but
yeah, well, what are we going to now? King's Row, okay. Well, we'll see. I'm not really sure what Skunkworks is going to do here. Okay, fantastic. They're putting us off spec restriction. Fantastic. All right. At least we get a bit more of an open field here. Colonel Wong really trying to push the rules there. We're not doing that. You'd never do that. What a beautiful sight. You start off in King's Row.
So, what do you think we'll see in this this round? Stress? What kind of comp will we see from the Skunkworks boys?
It looks like they're going with the Diva again. Chris Kringle is an alright Widowmaker. He's quite good from when I was playing with him. I'm not sure what cool tank or Jim are gonna do. Okay, so we have a classic 2-2-2 here.
Yeah,
same
cool
on
is a Lucio main.
Almost.
Not sure if he plays any other support, but he's always in their support slot.
Yeah, having a healer. I chose to defense, yeah. Bit late to ask that. That's okay though. Sure they can restart the round if they wanted to.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Okay, bit of a thing going on down here in chat. Just not really sure if they're wanting to attack or defend. Not sure why they brought it up if they were happy with it, but that's okay. A little bit of conflict to get the attackers a bit bedazzled. Never
Dazzle.
hurt anyone.
Razzle dazzle. Raza dazzle.
Yeah, the razzle dazzle.
Let's see.
Alright.
Here Skunkworks come. They've got that Reinhardt out front. Are they going to be able to capitalize? They're moving well with that Lucio. They're coming in now. Cool Tank has gone hard.
Pushing
We've got the
straight
charge
onto that
straight
point.
onto Raza, and he drops the Reinhardt dropping here. We've got the Widowmaker right behind them now. They are holding that point well. Joel trying to delay. But the pressure from Skunkworks is quite good. There's 4 blue team there, and they are not jumping on the point. They've almost got 2 ticks here, with Skunkworks only just being pushed off that point.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened. They had every advantage. I guess they just didn't seem like they backed up their Reinhardt too much. If they did, then I really think that point could be theirs. But they are going again.
Oh, great
straight
charge
on
there,
that
but Metal
Reinhardt.
also drops, so both teams are down their Reinhardt. Cool Tank trying to get on that point. He does get half a tick, but Zaya coming through with that Grav behind. They do manage to pick off Jim, the Mercy, and the Widowmaker there. Not sure what the Widowmaker was doing so far in, but look, Skunkworks are going to have to reset here. It's a complete team wipe.
Yeah, we are seeing a little bit of role reversal here. I did notice that Widowmaker quite close, and then I did notice a soldier at the back of Skunkworks' line. Does need to be with that Reinhardt. They do seem to not be giving him too much support. Looks like they're going to try again. Going through, but Reinhardt again not getting any support. Maybe possible lack of communication there. But here we go. They've launched Jim's ult, and they're going to try and push them straight off the point. No one capping though, but no one defending as well. They're not getting on the point. The lads letting them tick away.
Almost 2 ticks here. 2 minutes to go in this round. Raza and the boys pushing Skunkworks back here. Looks like they're trying to regroup at that gate.
Does look like that Zenyatta ult was the tide turner of that fight.
2 down on the Raza side. Now is the time for Skunkworks to really capitalize on this. It is a bit of a long walk back from spawn. They're waiting for the rest of their team to spawn, and they're going in hard with that Lucio straight onto the point. Raza and that Mercy sitting back behind the hotel. We've got the ult from Metal, but it's blocked entirely by the shield. Enzo popping that soldier ult behind Skunkworks, but not before they manage to cap that point, and the payload is going to come out.
Psycho did also manage to get that. That was 2 counters there. That was quite good. There was Lad's counter to Raz's ult, and then Psycho's counter to Psycho's counter to that soldier ult that we just saw. Did manage to save them the point there. They are going to push straight in. Raza holding quite far
another
forward.
Dragon Grav, and they don't have the Zen. They yeah.
What was Raza doing there? That was quite interesting. Possibly didn't have his shield. Okay. I'm not sure why they used that ult there. They could have used it second once they got Raza down. Then it'd be quite damaging to the enemy team.
It looks like Skunkworks are very split here. They've got the Diva and the McCree going through that right side. I don't know, they're coming back to main. Got Chris Kringle getting the pick on the Hanzo. 3 down on the Raza side. Now is the time to push. Metal going hard on that charge there. Raza trying desperately to get away. They're pushing very hard here. They've almost got a team down on Raza.
Looks like they're going to let the Zarya go, possibly. Yeah. Chris Kringle may be able to get that. Oh, very close to hitting down and just putting them in the lead a little bit further here. Does look like they may get this point. Unless, oh no, the lads are coming together to try and stop it. Waiting for their Reinhardt, of course.
Well, here we go. Big stun coming through. It is blocked. The Deadeye coming through. He gets 1 pick, 2 picks, 4 down, 5 down on the Raza team. Skunkworks going to... They've really picked up their game. They're really pushing through. And we've come through the second point of the map, coming up to the finish here, with a decent amount of time remaining.
Yeah, 3 minutes is not too bad at all. If they can get this maybe 2 minutes, then they'd be sweet. If they can get it in a minute, even better. It does look like the other team, the lads, are a little bit set. They're losing their Raza, which is very big for them. They are using him quite effectively. That really does seem, as soon as they lose him, the entire team just falls. It looks like they may get this point as well, unless this Reinhardt can get in. But no, he's stunned. That's it.
That was a great push there from Skunkworks. Bit of painful pushing at the start on that capture point. But look, they got their act together. They pushed Raza and his team off. They did manage to push through to the very end with a decent amount of time. 2 minutes 24 remaining. So if Raza and the fuck's the name? Raza and the
just call them the lads.
The lads. All right.
Lads.
It's a bit confusing because Raza's on their
because
team.
they have a Raza. I shouldn't call him. I'll just call him Reinhardt from now on. A little bit. I can see. Yeah. Hold on. Got to adjust that mic for maximum audio quality for the UA stream, of course. So, what do you think we're going to see here? Do you know if any team is quite good at attacking here or defending? We did see at the beginning Skunkworks struggling a little bit with the attack. Are they as good as defense as they were towards the end of that attack? Why do you think they managed to turn the tide so quickly as well?
I think they'll get in the picks. So it started with Chris Kringle. He'd get a headshot, and then they kind of snowballed off that, and they just kept it going. They weren't regrouping. The lads were not regrouping, so that allowed them to really just push the payload all the way through to the end. I have noticed here with Skunkworks, we've changed off the one of the hit scan to the Junkrat, and we've also got a Zen again. And on the lads side, we've still got that same combo, the drag and grab, and Raza's still on Reinhardt.
Really quite similar than what we've seen, excluding the Ana.
Yeah.
Possibly just to get the shield back a little bit for the Reinhardt. They are using the exact same strategy of pushing the Reinhardt pushing right in, and then nobody backing him up. We're seeing this quite a lot on this map.
There was a great heal nade there from the Ana Ant on the lads team, but they weren't able to capitalize on it. He did hit the entire Skunkworks team.
I did see that, and they pulled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do need their Ryan to keep that shield up so that Junkrat can do a little bit, but it does seem they are letting that Zarya constantly on high charge. Must be close to 100
Chris Kringle
right now.
swapped off to the Tracer from the Widowmaker. Looks like Raz is going to try and go through the hotel here. No, he's coming back through main. And here we go, the Reinhardt. Metal going down. It is a 5v6. Jim trying desperately to get the res off. Ben going down. Psycho's mech going down. Jim and Chris Kringle. It does look like a lads point.
Yeah, they do have quite a lot of healing here, the lads. If Chris was able to get behind with that trace, that could be devastational.
Devastational? Devastating?
Could be devastating. They almost had their healer, but it is quite hard. If they do get that Mercy, they still have that Ana, and if they get the Ana, they still have the Mercy. Really high healing for this team with just two tanks.
Yeah, Skunkworks need to be careful here. Jim was waiting there for the res. They just need to regroup. They need to, don't worry about the cart pushing through. They do have time until they get to the next point, but they need to do a 6v6. They can't go in half-cocked.
Yeah, they are, again, leaving their Reinhardt alone. Not out of reach, though. That's okay. It does look like they all seem to be up high. Possible for dive, or they are trying to fend off the Junkrat on the opposing team.
Yeah, so Chris Kringle has swapped back to that Widowmaker. We've got a pretty samey team on the lads side. We've got that Riptide coming through now, straight onto the Ana and the Reinhardt. Very great ult there. Joel being pinned there by Metal on the Reinhardt. We've still got 3 alive on the lads team, but their push has really been blunted here.
Yeah, let's see if the lads are going to regroup. Enzo does look like he's just hiding there. As long as nobody goes up high, then he should be fine, waiting for his Reinhardt to come back in. And just letting Bean continuously pump rounds into that corner. Really, if they just put a shield on the Ryan and let him go in, that Zarya would have 100%
We've got a lads Riptide coming through here, straight over the top. It is going for Metal, and it does pick up 2 of the Skunkworks lads. That Diva ult coming through, unfortunately, doesn't achieve anything. We've got a Dragon without a Grav coming through there. It doesn't achieve anything. Jim getting the res on Chris Kringle.
That Dragon was very strange to be put through. I think he was looking to try and stop the res on for Skunkworks there. It didn't seem to work out too well, but they do end up getting that point even without that ult.
Yeah, it's not looking too great for Skunkworks right now. They're still 2 minutes behind, and that payload is closing in on that last point. We've got the Reinhardt ult blocked there by Metal.
If they can get their Reinhardt down, then they should be able to push right back. We have seen from the lads that as soon as their Reinhardt does go down, then they have a very hard time recovering from that. But it doesn't look like Skunkwork is going to capitalize off that. They're just letting it with that Reinhardt trapped. Psycho a bit further back, not really giving Metal anything to work with. They have to push back, far back onto the point.
Another Riptide from Enzo coming through. He gets Jin on the Mercy. That could be it. Their healer is gone, their mech is gone, and their Junkrat. And that is the Grab Dragon. And that is the end of this this round. And the lads over a minute ahead on that cap.
Yeah, we did see some interesting things from Skunkworks there. Not really capitalizing on advantages that they put themselves in. Same can be said for the lads as well, I guess. But and just overuse of ults as well, I think, was a huge problem there. Just using them when you didn't need to, especially on that second last point there. That push did not need that dragon at all. Didn't really achieve anything, and even if it did, it wasn't turning any tides of war. Switching off the Junkrat here, maybe finding that it was charging that Zarya a little too much. It was going very well and getting quite a few grabs. How many grabs? Do you remember how many grabs we saw that round? I didn't really see any devastating ones.
No, they didn't time them well. We had a coming into that second last point. The dragon went off without the grav. So again, not communicating in those ultimate charges and not communicating. So we've got Cool Tank on Bridget this time. So like they've run Hanzo and Zarya every single round this match, and like they need a Zen. Like that is the best counter to that combo, and they just don't have it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Every round we've seen that, haven't we? Last round before, even last map.
Chris Kringle getting picked there by the opposing Widow Enzo.
See if they're gonna pull back and wait for him, wait for their tank. But Ben is coming, jumping down. A little bit risky here. Just eating away at that Reinhardt shield. Just gonna wait for it to recharge, and looks like they're gonna go for a push after that. Joe pushing a little bit ahead. If they are able to catch him, possibly with a well-timed charge here, you're sticking right at the wall, and they could push in and really just roll over this team. But it looks like they're going to go high ground, try and just get rid of that Widow, maybe causing a little bit of problems here.
Yeah, Chris Kringle trying to come up behind them here on the soldier, but he has been spotted. He's going even deeper. Enzo trying to pick him off there. We've got a few of them on the point.
There's a little fight at the back here. between a Widow and a Soldier. Should be an easy win for the Soldier. There we go. Does seem only 4 left on the lads. But they're not contesting the point, they are just holding right back. Raz going down, and that does look like
they'll give that.
Skunkworks is going to get that one.
Great work from Skunkworks there. They're going to they get a bit of extra. No, they get no extra time because it's a payload. 40 seconds, and then we're going to go into overtime to get to the end of the map. So Skunkworks are really going to have to play around that payload if they want to take it home.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to stick on, but from what I can see, yeah, that as long as metal stays near it, it should not be too much of a problem.
Get both ults blocked there.
Wow.
From, both Reinhardts. We've got the McCree ult being booped into the sky there. Ant with the Zen ult onto the Diva self-destruct. The charge getting the McCree there. And it is a clusterfuck in here, Stress. Charge is going everywhere. It is in overtime. Psycho is left.
Psycho leaving the point. Psycho, no. Cool Tank gets on it. Wow. Only a second to spare. It does look like he's going to go down immediately. Psycho off the point again. Pulls it back though.
Ben getting picked off instantly. Going in.
Just dancing around that point. Not Reinhardt on.
The metal gets to charge in there. But he's on his own. And that is no
pushed off.
Gets back on, but that's it.
Wow. What a roller coaster. That overtime went for a little bit longer than it should have, I think. Letting that Diva dance around. That was a bit of a... that Reinhardt should have just gotten straight on top of that payload and just swung. Was taken out. Ended that point right there. But that's okay. They didn't get any more distance on that, and does look like I think this might be a win for the lads here. They did show that they have quite a good attack.
Yeah, they're quite aggressive, and they get the picks, and they know how to capitalize on it. They've got 3.5 minutes here just to get that first point and push, kind of halfway to the next point. Not even halfway; it's like a third of the way. So there's really not much distance for them to cover this round.
We do only have 20 seconds left, and not everyone has chosen a character yet. Ben does look like he is going to choose that Junkrat again, even though Joel, I think, has also gone Zarya the entire game.
Yeah, we've got Jim on Symmetra here. So that's an interesting pick. We're leaving Cool Tank on the Mercy this time. So we'll see what Skunkworks can do here, but they might struggle a bit with the junk against the Zarya.
And again, no Zenyatta. Nothing to take out that Hanzo Zarya combo, but they didn't use it again.
No, the lads didn't use it that round, but they didn't have to. They got it in anyway. Playing very cautiously here. They're trying to get the lads to come into that Symmetra nest behind that hotel. Jim is struggling to keep it all up.
Not playing for any... They're taking their time for sure. Taking out his dead Jim, getting rid of that possible teleporter. But with the revive, that means they may be able to take this point even when it does get taken here.
A few picks on each side, but the Skunkworks lads are... The Skunkworks team are definitely at a disadvantage here with the lads taking that point. They've still got over 2 minutes to get it. Just a little while. They've got a teleporter in the middle of the road here, right on top of that point. And they get a few people through to defend that. But it's going to be a tough battle defending that for 2 minutes when it's so close.
Yeah, I was going to criticize Metal there for pushing so far forward without a team. I did not see that they were going to put a teleporter down right there. It does seem that he saved it just for a little bit longer. But with that barrier destroyed, they're going to get those extra crucial meters. Such a high percentage.
There's a grab dragon.
It's a miss, though. He missed the dragon, and they're countering Raza back, hitting. Oh, dear.
And the Reinhardt, Raza getting the slam. And that is going to be the round, but Cool Tank manages to get on. It's not enough. And that will be GG. 2-0 so far to Raza and the lads. So they have taken the match. The third game will be played out, however.
Yeah, definitely. Skunkworks did put a bit more of a performance on there rather than the first map, the first round. Really pushing it into a second round, which was alright. They got close. How much time did they end? Do you know? Only a minute or so, was it?
So they had 2 minutes 20 left.
2 minutes 20.
And about 3 minutes 40 for.
I mean, how much did the lads have at the end of that push? Was it about a minute? I think.
Oh yeah, about a minute.
Yeah, so that was much tighter, much more of a tighter game. Maybe it is just UA Skunkworks warming up a little bit, getting their communication right. They are a fairly new team. Not too sure about the lads, but they did manage to pull that through.
I think they would have been look if they just play their comp around what the lads are playing, and they get that zen. They didn't change their comp. The lads didn't change their comp all game, and Skunkworks really need to adapt to that. Because they're not they put the Zen on for like half a round, then they swap them off for some reason.
Yeah, it definitely was confusing. But let's see, we got a 2CP here. They're checking on some more rules here. It's very by the books, this map, it seems. This game. Yeah, they're not too sure. I think it's the loser picks anyway. Isn't it? I don't know.
Well, I don't think it really matters in the end.
No. We're seeing this is one round of 3, the last round.
Yeah, look, the lads have already won. But we'll see if Skunkworks can at least win one of these games.
I hope so. We're definitely seeing a steady improvement. Just from 2 games, a steady improvement may have just been that that capture the point is not their game mode.
I think sure. Ben is a sub. So they do have one of their DPS subbed in. But they do need to get that communication on board.
Yeah, for sure. I think that is a problem with both teams. I did see a little bit more from... that's 2 Skunkworks now. A little bit more from the lads with that Zarya combo. But again, sometimes they just weren't able to. I did see that last Zarya combo miss, and that was almost... If that Reinhardt didn't get to pick that back up, they may have held that point there.
So we're coming to the last map. It is Temple of Anubis. We've got Skunkworks attacking first, I think. Is that what we're seeing here?
Yes. Yes, we are. Yes, we're seeing attacking. I did believe they... No, they're defending. Sorry. Yeah, they're defending. Red attacks. They did ask for that as well. Maybe they're trying to extend this game as long as possible, or maybe they're just more confident on attacking than defending. Not too sure why, but that's okay. We'll have to see. Time will tell.
Look, it's all practice in these Swiss games at the start until the teams get into their divisions. But look, hopefully Skunkworks can take the game here, make it 2-1. And give him a bit more confidence, I think, coming into the following match next week.
Yeah, I do notice they don't, again, have a Zenyatta, but it does look like that the lads aren't going to run their now famed Joel and whoever was playing Hanzo combo.
I think it was the Colonel.
I'm surprised that Colonel would not stay on that. Why would he change? He's not getting counted at all. Does seem to just have a free reign
on
the battlefield.
Chris Kringle's hiding here. He has the advantage here. They're coming to him, but the lads are making their way through the point here. They've come in. They're going under the bridge, going straight to main. We've got the May wall blocking the Reinhardt off, but no capitalize on the kill.
Yeah, I did notice as well. Keep going.
He is so deep, and they're just not getting this kill. They can't do it. There we go, finally. Enzo also dropping to Chris Kringle in that Widow battle. The lads doing a tactical retreat here as they try to regroup.
Another breakdown of communication I did see there. Wow, that Reinhardt went through almost unopposed, except for the May and the Mercy. Even when
it was there for way too long.
Yeah, Metal and Cool Tank were back to back. They had their backs facing each other. Psycho may have just not told them to turn around, or they didn't turn around. They may have had problems in the front, but they maybe would have been able to get rid of that Reinhardt a little bit faster. Balling off that Reinhardt, but he does get stunned. Looks like he's going down from Cool Tank. Now gonna slowly peel back with that and doing another tactical retreat here. Maybe
the Colonel is on that top balcony. Ben is trying desperately to pick him off here.
Yeah, I did notice he did manage to take out Widowmaker as well here.
Got the tire coming through, killing the Ana, but she was going to die already from the three there. We've got Raza with the Reinhardt slam there. Is coming through, but there's no backup from his team. They're all dead, so it's a bit of a waste of an ultimate there. They didn't really gain anything, and Enzo has been staggered. Yeah,
we are seeing quite a bit of that, not following a Reinhardt in, and it is especially strange for the lads where he does seem to be the core of the team, where as soon as he goes down, the rest of the team goes down. But if he's up and someone else dies, it doesn't seem to matter as much as when their Reinhardt dies.
Yeah, they are slowly trying to move up that side, but Enzo did drop. They've got the Zayok coming through. Of course, they got no Dragon this time. We've got the Maywall pushing them up, but not before both Cool Tank and Ben drop. We've got Enzo on the point with that Mayol freezing the Ana. It's Chris Kringle versus Enzo battle here on the point. Chris Kringle getting picked. Enzo trying desperately to delay until his team can help back him up.
Did look like that Enzo there. Psycho almost ignored Enzo, backing into him rather than facing him and getting rid of him faster. That may have helped to keep Psycho alive, but looks like they are going to have that point, but they're not capping it. Okay, here we go. We're seeing a bit more.
They've got the three. All right. So I'm not seeing any change here in the team comp. They're keeping that Junkrat and the May. Enzo is in position to go in.
We are seeing Kern switching over to Widow. Working, taking out Chris Kringle. Tire does seem to Raza again. That does look like their team may have to pull out after that, but it looks like the two healers are going in by themselves. With the Zarya, managed to get that revive off, even with the Junkrat there, and a huge ult there by Metal, hitting down the entire team, almost pushing them into a forced retreat. Not getting any healers though. Both healers are alive and
they did manage to get two of them, but Raza's going to come in now, and he has his own slam, so it's going to be a bit of a question of whether Metal can keep his team safe against it, because he has used it now. They know he's used it, so I think Raz is going to be very aggressive coming into this next fight.
Yeah, they're either going to have to try and kill this Reinhardt. That's the only way. I'm not seeing any stuns, possibly an Anna sleep. Oh, did not see that coming. There it is. It looks like that might be it. Huge attack. Everybody straight in. Psycho getting the ult out. That might be the tide. The tide turning. Just Raza by himself Junkrat outside with the Zarya, trying to get around, trying to save, but they are trickling onto that point. Looks like Metal is using his ult again, just getting them off the point. Not sure if it was totally necessary. They did seem to be already in retreat, but I guess the staggering can help out quite a bit.
Yeah, they're struggling to kill Joel there, not able to actually get him down, despite the Mei wall blocking his retreat off.
I do believe he was also taken down by the ult there as well. So we'll have to see how they manage to pull back from this.
Here we go again. Raza coming in hard. We've got the Zarya ult coming through the Mei wall, but there's a Riptire coming through from the Junkrat against 3 of the Skunkworks boys, and it does look like they're going to take out the rest of the Skunkworks. So Ben on his own on the point, just delaying by booping himself up into the air, but it's not enough. They get 1 tick. Metal onto the point here, gets picked off. We've got the next Mei ult forcing the lads off the point.
Wow,
Cool
that was fantastic save.
Booping Joel back onto the point for some reason, but they have managed to delay. So Skunkworks is still in this. If they can, I don't even know how Metal just charged up that statue. But
that's strange.
But they have delayed, but they need to get picks. They have to get picks, and it's just not happening here.
Even with that delay, it does look like that the lads are gonna take this. Really, they had a fantastic chance to regroup there, but it didn't seem they still were trickling in somehow. I'm not sure how that worked out too well. They didn't have too much time left. 1 minute and 14 for 2 CP. That's not too much time. Let's see if we can possibly, or if Skunkworks can possibly pull through a longer time, or maybe we'll have another round here of fantastic 2 CP.
Oh, I know you love 2 CP, Stress.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of your favorite game modes.
I have to say, my favorite definitely would be Volskaya Industries.
Mine too. It's such a well-designed map.
On that map.
And I just love playing on it repeatedly, round after round. It just gives me immense satisfaction.
It really never gets old. Those beautiful white corridors with the snow covered. You look out, you can see those ships. You see the huge robot. It's really, fantastic to play on if you are a farer, just floating around there, not doing too much. But as a healer, you do really need to be in the action.
No. No, it's all about playing Zarya, just getting that full feeling, Russian feeling of home in Volskaya. So we've got under 30 seconds here. We do have the lads defending now. So we'll see if the Skunkworks boys can push in. They do have that Mei in place of a second tank once again. So we'll see what they can pull off. Chris Kringle is on the Hanzo now, so I'm surprised Psycho isn't going to Zarya, because he would combo a lot more effectively.
And we're still not seeing a Zenyatta here. Joel again on Zarya, possibly Colonel with the Riptire combo. Really, but they have a Zen on the lads team, which is going to counter that. No, they don't even.
Okay. They don't even have the Zarya.
Completely.
They've only got half the combo. So we're seeing a res come through. Jump back onto Chris Kringle there. They are trying to go for the high ground, but the lads are really doing their best to put traps and whatnot down to delay the Skunkworks boys coming in.
It really was a fantastic rotation from the lads there. They immediately, as soon as they saw that, instead of chasing them, they pushed straight back onto point. They had the 2 up the top. They had someone meeting them as they came out, but it doesn't look like that was enough to... Okay, sorry.
We got a tire on Chris Kringle and Cool Tank there. The Colonel coming in. We've got a res on Chris Kringle. 3 Skunkworks on the point. It was just delaying for time there. But they are going to finish capping that first point. 7 minutes is a long time to defend that second point. So We
7
should see
minutes.
Skunkworks. You should see them push in here and get quite a good push in. They only have they got 2 ults here.
Here we go, and there it is, the ult, the combo,
the grab dragon from the opposite teams.
Never learn. Okay, that was extremely strange.
But yeah, the dragon didn't actually pick up anyone, but the grav, they did manage to get 2 Skunkworks boys. So they are having to regroup here. That has used about 40 seconds up. So the lads are really they're holding that door there with the Reinhardt.
Yeah, it does seem that the healers are kind of keeping back a bit further with the Hanzo up the top and the Junkrat mid-range. The 2 tanks really are just hitting the front, meeting them at the point, well, at their first initial dash, which does allow them to get behind them. Almost taking out the Raza there. Taking out the Zen. Go. Running commentary is yours to gig.
We got Psycho in frost there, gets picked off by the tire. We've got Metal popping his ult there, but it was on a bubbled Hanzo. Not today, Metal, but they're doing a great job of defending that point. Psycho is the only one left. That good old May delay on the point. He's doing his best. He's trying to retreat now, but Raza putting the pressure in, Joel getting that pick there on Psycho, and he has staggered himself now, so this going to use a bit more time.
Yeah, that was a complete stagger by Psycho. There was no way he was going to survive that unless he was able to put a wall behind him, but as soon as he got out of that ice block, then just got completely done.
Yeah, I don't think it was at a point for May delay to work well, since I had no tick on the point, and we've got a Dragon ult coming through. Does manage to pick off Cool Tank, but Chris Kringle does make Enzo pay for that one. So it is 5v5 here coming into this point. They are not even fighting on the point. If they did, they would have the massive advantage. They decided to take the low ground there, pushing up into the lads, and it hasn't really worked for them. They're 4 down here.
Yeah, again, we are seeing quite a large split of, going left and right. That was quite strange. Skunkworks did push both sides, really only engaging with the right-hand side though, leaving the left-hand side to just retreat as soon as the right-hand side died. Very interesting. They should be pushing, hopefully, with their Reinhardt for this next one, as he just got, never mind. The 4 ults from the lads. This is going to be a very hard push. Still
here we go, the Riptire coming through onto that Grav, but Metal gets it with the Flame Strike. No ult here today. Enzo does manage to pick off Chris Kringle on the Hanzo. We've got the res coming through though. Enzo is in deep. He's trying to get that pick pretty desperately. Honing in on Metal here. They're coming over that right side back to where they lost that last fight. We've got the stun coming through. He does get picked by the Raza charge. We do have the May ult on the point. They need to get someone on the point to actually cap. And the lads have realized that.
That was 3 ults to push into that point. It doesn't look like they got a tick there. No. Really, Skunkworks being
Jim's
pushed
trying to get
back.
away here, but he's really staggering himself as the primary healer. Skunkworks is going to have to wait for him to come up, and only 2 minutes 30 to go. There aren't a lot of attempts left in this map.
No, absolutely not. And with Jim starting himself, that does push them back that extra few crucial seconds, especially now that they are down to 2 minutes. If they don't get it on this push, I don't think they're going to be able to really go in this without hitting overtime, unless that second push is quite fast.
Oh, they're going straight down main this time. We've got the tire coming through now. We've got 3... Oh, Jim and Ben getting picked off. He does get the res on onto Metal though. They're contesting the point. They're slowly capping it now, but they don't have the numbers advantage. So the lads are really pushing them back here. They're trying to get away. Cool Tank Lucio, of course, quite easily able to get away there.
Yeah,
Minute
man, it
30
does look
left.
like Cool Tank may possibly change, or it's just going in for a bit of healing.
He does have
Not
that
really
sound
letting
barrier,
to.
so you shouldn't really swap with minute 20 to go. They can use that sound barrier. They've got 3 ults here. There's 2 ults on the opposing team, so we'll see if they're able to capitalize on this. Chris Kringle trying to get a good angle here for his dragon.
Yeah, we did see they did section off that Zarya, but they weren't able to act on it quick enough. And here it is, the combo. They took them out before, it's taken them out again. Really,
There's 3 of them down.
reinforcing their need for a
Zenyatta.
Zenyatta. Again, they may have a very hard time pushing this point, possibly not even getting the point, not pushing this into a second round of this fantastic map.
They've still got 3 ults, but the lads now have 4 ults, so it's going to be very tough for them to kind of push into that.
Well, it's 2 4s. They both have 4 ults. So it is a very not very
That
balanced.
tire's coming through.
Oh,
Chris Kringle, a
taken
medal
out.
going
Ugh.
down. That could be the game very well, depending on what these ultimates do. Ben is able to get 1, but they've got 10 seconds to get to the point. Cool Tank rushing into the point there on Lucio. We've got the big Mei ult coming through. Raza getting the stun, but he's kind of frozen in place there with the stun and the freeze. But they're desperately trying to get a kill here. Yeah, the spawn is right next to the point, so you really need to get those picks to be able to cap this point. We're in overtime. That dragon comes through. It could be too little too late, and that will be the game. Oh no,
Did look like
Ben?
no,
Never mind. No. And that will be the entire match. 3-0 to the lads.
Raza in the lap.
Any advice for us Skunkworks friends, Stress? What do you
Does
have?
seem they weren't picking targets. I could definitely see Reinhardt medal when they got onto point. They were just swinging without any aim in sight, really not looking at those healths and not even trying to counteract that Junkrat tire. Not really splitting up. I can see actually in that play of the game, you could see Mercy pulling towards another player, even hearing that Junkrat tire, not letting it click and still moving towards another player. So it's potential 2 kills extremely easily. They just need more communication. They need to really learn what counters what. They needed a Zenyatta for that. I feel like if they started countering the lads, then that would have been a much easier game for them. They really were fighting an uphill battle and losing at every point.
Yeah, it was like there was skill involved, but like really those ults were taking them out. Like you do the math, 5v3, the 5 is gonna win most of the time. Like when the half the team, if not more, are being taken out by that grab dragon combo, there's not much you can do. You need to be able to counter that. You need to have that Zen. Because otherwise it's going to happen like that, and you can't really do anything if you don't have that. They kept swapping up healers, and it was never to the right one.
Yeah, I did also notice they kept a Junkrat even with the Zarya there, and I could see constantly just that Junkrat was feeding that Zarya energy, not really doing much more than that, it seems. And I think individually they need to really learn, when they're not doing well personally on a hero, or when that hero just isn't working out with the current team comp. And definitely communication is a big one, but definitely learning what counters what and being able to act on that, being ready to switch even with, 50% ult charge or 60% ult charge if it's not working. Need to make that sacrifice just to be able to push that point, especially that last one. If they had that Zenyatta ult right at the end there, with that combo, then they could have pushed straight up back onto that point and taken it. I don't see why they wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah, that's right. But like it's math. It's ultimate math. So if they're using two ults, they're using the Grav and the Dragon, and you use a Zen ult, and that's it. Even if you all die, you've come out on top because they've used two ults for you using one, and they just didn't do that. They need to work on their comps. I know a lot of them have their kind of, you know, one or two or three heroes they kind of focus on and they main. But they do need to branch out and look into what is countering the current meta, because that Hanzo Zarya is so big right now since the Hanzo changes, and yeah, I hope they learn from that.
Well, hopefully they can look over this and see a different perspective on what was going on. I just wish I could listen to their comms, see what they were actually calling out. There was multiple times that, you know, even just a simple turnaround could have, you know, really turned the tide of a battle. But I guess they'll have to work on that, as well as personal picks and maybe expanding their hero roster. Maybe the reason they didn't play Zen is because they don't have someone that's too confident with him. Is possibly the hardest healer to play. But really, it needs to be learned. It needs to play, especially with the current meta of that Zarya. That Zarya Hanzo combo. Even Zarya, anything combo. Just that Zen ult is fantastic.
Alright. Well, Jim has asked if we want to stream the scrim, because I think they're scrimming straight away right now. So you up for it, or you wanna play something yourself?
No, well, I can see that Jordy and Jeff aren't playing, so you know, whatever. Let's play. I'm happy. It's fun.
Right,
getting better, bit of practice. I'll invite. Yeah, I'll invite.
Yeah, just waiting for the invite.
Yeah, so we just join at the same time. I wonder if they're just going to quickly look over those last footnotes, hopefully, and really put that into their scrim that's next. You know, I hope we can see that for them, because if countering, it's so important. It's so important. This isn't Battlefield, this isn't COD, where skill is outdone by skill. You can't rely on skill alone. You need to rely on your team. You need to rely on what you're playing, and if it counters what they're playing. Because if it doesn't, your skill means nothing.
Yeah. That's right.
But I wonder, do you know who they're playing? Or is this just some random team from AOL?
I'm asking Jim now.
Gosh golly. Does it get broadcast that we're streaming on the AOE? Call it AOL. Oops.
No. I should have linked it, but no, it's alright.
No, does it sound better here? Or does it sound better here?
Sounds a bit too close in the second one.
How about there?
That's fine.
Alright, cool.
Alright, well, I'm going to grab a drink while we're waiting for these guys to set up. I'll be back.
Put on that classic UA music just to ease the tension of an empty stream.
Oh, yeah? The UA music? What's that?
Yep, the signature UA music. Alright, yeah, you just go. I'll put it on for you.
Oh, okay.
See ya. It's Unreal Aussies. We're here to play some Overwatch, some other games too. We like playing games, especially Overwatch. We got a few admins and some Hearthstone. Not many people on for a Saturday night, but you can see the VT bros and they're playing a bit of Path of Exile. Blast is online for the first time in a while. Fusions and Jeff possibly playing comp, but they're not. Narkit is pretty cool. He made this, I think. I met him one time in Melbourne. Hippie. Agger's also pretty cool. No one isn't really pretty cool. I like Pointy as well. He's pretty cool. He called me can't. I don't know if I can say that. That's what he called me. Made a little song about it one night at the bar, and we did a drinking competition. It was really great. That was last year at PAX, and I can't wait until we get the new year of PAX this year, in which we can. I'm not doing the song. On which we can do some more shenanigans. It's a lot of fun hanging out with friends. I'm in the officer crib, even though I'm not an officer. Narket's giving me privileges he didn't give me before, and I'm gonna abuse those privileges. I made a good friend. His name is Bree Free. When he came to Sydney, he didn't want to meet me. I was on a roll. Lost it.
No, keep going, mate.
Oh, you're here.
I was just enjoying the show, mate.
Yeah, it's the classic UA song. You know that one. for the time you go get a drink. There's other ones for when you're doing other stuff though as well. Alright.
So who are these blokes?
No team name.
No team name. Just Blizzard World.
Yeah. No should ask Jim.
I asked Jim.
What did he say? Said nothing?
Nothing.
Nice. Alright.
Nothing.
Should make up a name for them now. Alright, let's take a vote. I vote on I don't have a vote. Do you have a vote? Do you have any idea? How about strong birds? It's like songbirds, but strong.
Yeah.
Strong, but it's like strong without the T. Strong. Strong birds and skunk. What is Skunkworks? That works alright. It's a pretty. We should rename ours to that.
Yeah. To Skunkworks.
No, to strong bird. Oh, what's
And we're
going on
going
here?
back.
Okay, looks like not sure what's happening here.
I think they're changing to
It's a bit
Rialto,
more.
and they had
okay.
the wrong rules on.
Fantastic. Who's making this game? Oh, they are. We can't blame ourselves for that then.
No.
I actually need a drink as well. Can you put the classic UA music on while I go get a
Yeah,
drink?
no, I'll just
Mark?
put it in repeat. No?
Thanks, dude. I'll be back.
Welcome to Blizzard World.
Alright, here we go. Take 2 even of our Blizzard World Scrim here with Skunkworks versus the Dynamic team. So we've got the wrong rule set once again, apparently. See what's going on there. Competitive rules on. It is definitely a competitive gym. But we're going to see
I'm back.
we're going to see Skunkworks push in here on Blizzard World. Their name is Dynamic. Stress?
Dynamic. Okay. We
Dynamic.
can stop calling him Slongbird. I got my drink as well. Oh, what a snack pack.
Oh, you got a snack pack.
Yeah, you
Surely.
can order snack packs where I live. How good's that?
Yeah,
It's dangerous,
not-
but it's
not-
good.
Not many good snack pack places. Well, there's no good snack pack places in Gold Coast. So it's disappointing. There was a good one, and it was literally 30 seconds down the road, and then they closed down.
Is that the one you took me to?
Yep.
That's extremely disappointing.
I know.
Oh well, what are we gonna see? So what was it? Dynamic?
Yep, dynamic.
Oh, like Dino for short?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna see Dino hold this point here with their flammable right at the front running commentaries. Your game, Narkets, so I'm gonna let you take over here.
Oh, flammable going flying there onto the thatch hut. Bit awkward in their fight here. They were going left. They've changed to the right side now. Chris Kringle able to get the kill on the opposing Widowmaker, and look, they're doing a great job pushing up to this point. They've almost got one tick. They've got one tick now, and it's very hard to follow with the DPS here because not in a great position to watch the game. They've still got a Zen above the point for some reason. He's staggering the hell out of himself. He ran into the middle of the Skunkworks team to kill himself instead of jumping off the edge. He gave a bit of ult charge with that play there.
Yeah, that was a good 20-second stall for themselves. Really going to take him a long time to walk back as well. He hasn't even respawned yet, and they've already pushed through the gate. Oh, pushing with that ult though. Whoa, huge! Huge ult there. Really just the grouping up, not really having that Reinhardt standing there. Metal, not having that shield up when those pushes. It can be a little bit hard, but they do have 4 ults here for this next push, which is really going to help. Chris Kringle getting taken out by Chrono, was peeking there. Didn't see Chrono, I guess, was a bit of a high area, but he does get the revive back on there. And they're going to push in, possibly using some of their ults. They almost have 6 ults here, which really, I think they're going to be ending up using them all at the same time. What we see is when that kind of thing happens, with 6 ults, they do go quite fast rather than being held on.
So they do have no shield at the moment, so they're just kind of sitting at the choke. They've got all ults right now. Oh, they've just used the Riptire and Transcendence. So we've got that Diva ult coming through. Doesn't get anyone though, and there's just people on the Skunkworks team that are dropping right now. They've used 3 ults now, with nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that was quite strange. Again, we are seeing that as soon as everybody has their ults around the same, like once everyone has 6 and nobody uses it, we do see that they use them all at the same time usually.
Yeah.
It can rarely
it all comes
work.
down to communication. Yeah, like three ults for no kills is a bit rough. They are pushing back through the door here now that they've got metal back. So a big part of that, they didn't have that Ryan shield, but they were still sitting at that choke point. So that really they were just feeding the enemy ultimate charge without actually getting anything in return.
I did see Metal there use his ult to take down one of Dino's team there, but he was alone. A little bit confused about that. I guess just, having that ult charge for so long really gets to you sometimes. You just want to get rid of it so you can get your next ult, even if it's not the right opportunity.
That's it. We've got Skunkworks pushing through on the payload now. They're almost to that next point. We've got a charge coming through with Metal, and that Riptire coming through from Ben gets the Zaya from the Dino team. Team Dino.
Team Dino, that's it.
Team Dino.
They did manage to push through Team Dino quite easily here. They're not really holding up to any attacks here, just immediately fallen. Not really any resistance from that last from that gate to gate here. Let's see if they are going to put up when it's a bit more enclosed. It does look like that rather than healing, their Anna is trying to get a bit more damage. That's probably to get the ult up while nothing is happening. They are quite far up with Metal in there, right on the point, but really taking a long time to take him out there.
Yeah,
really
well, Metal kind of got pushed to the side there, and then Flammable was able to use his Reinhardt ult. like Metal needs to make sure he stays in front of his team, because they're really defending on him to protect against enemy Reinhardt and that stun. Because he is busy charging in to the enemy backline, but that's not his role. His role is to defend, and he's just been taken out here. Jim getting the revive. They are
contest for that revive either.
Yeah, the Team Dino are quite split here, so Skunkworks taking advantage.
They really do. Chrono does look like he's going to get cut off here, getting taken out, possibly by that Diva, but they're having a little bit of a hard time putting the Brigade in there, maybe the Mercy. Still not taking him out, and the front line fight is still going. Finally taking him out with the ult on the single person. Not really useful there. Could have pushed him off the point. They still do have 5 of their team on that point, pushing along. This doesn't look like it should be too much trouble for Skunkworks here. Drink time.
Looks like they are going to take this point. 33 centimeters to go with a minute 30 left.
Oh
and
my
Chrono
god!
Getting the gigantic dragon on that grab. So that is going to be a team down on Skunkworks.
And again.
It is the combo. They do have the Zen this time. Oh, sorry, no, I was looking at the other team. They do not have the Zen once again.
No Zen.
They still have not swapped to a Zen. There's only a minute left, and this definite win is in question now. They're going hard on this right side. So we'll see if they're actually able to push in here. There's not much.
A little bit of slip with Chris Kringle coming around the back here, and Psycho pushing in a bit prematurely. But it does look that, that is going to change things quite a bit. But with the Zen stalling for a little bit of time, hopefully they can get a few more of their players in before it's too late.
So that ult bought them an extra minute. So that's quite a fair bit for the other team to overcome.
That was a fantastic goal. I can't wait to see that and play it again. That was fantastic. Coordination, and just Skunkwork was in the, just the prime place to just get destroyed. There's nothing they could do. I think they also threw out their Diva ult as well, so
yeah,
they wasted an ult already for it, and it's just nothing they could have done against that. Chrono getting all 6 sextuple kill. You don't hear that too often, and
no,
I'd be feeling good too.
They just need to, especially when they're playing against that combo, they need to not group so much. They'll still be in the same area, but they shouldn't all be getting caught in these grabs.
Yeah, and just switch to a Zenyatta. They've got a Zenyatta now. They've got the Zenyatta now. Let's see if they can do something. But Dino does not look like they're even running it anymore. It was just the one-off. Realized it didn't work and switched, which is something that maybe Skunkwork is learning to do now. Chris Kringle still 30 seconds to attack, still not deciding what he wants to play. There's a little bit of a walk from spawn to here. Hopefully he can decide soon. Possibly just watching a YouTube video or something. Looks like he's gonna
House of Blizzard World. Which DPS? Hey, I gotta look it up on Reddit real quick.
Just checking the meta real quick, guys. I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, it does look like that Widow can be effective against that Zenyatta, and hopefully he's going to be able to take out Chrono on that Pharah as well. With that Pharmacy, that is quite a difficult take. If they can get the headshot, if Chris can get a headshot on the Pharah, that is down, and they're not going to be. They're going to have to reset probably from that.
Here we go.
Especially with
dive.
Dive not getting any support from their Mercy. Just sticking with that Pharah, it seems. Right at the back. Hopefully letting their tanks. But that Winston jumping straight into the middle of everyone. Really not working his way. He's pulling out. Metal putting his shield up and just letting them push back. then firing rockets over the top of them.
Yeah, look, a minute in here, we've still got, it's a 5v5 right now, but Jim getting the res on Chris Kringle. So we're going to see a reset back to the start of the game. Pharmacy coming in on that left side, forcing Skunkworks to really back off to that point. Chris Kringle has died again. They're coming in on the right side of the point. That metal Reinhardt ult coming out. It doesn't seem to hit anyone. Jim has asked for a pause, but we're not seeing any pause action happening. Why?
Oh dear. I didn't see that pause come up in chat for some reason. Okay, there it is now. That's strange. Pause? Why? What's wrong? Good questions to ask when you're already winning that fight.
Yeah. Oh, I've got that riptide noise in my ear. It's good shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love a good riptire. You know, it's almost as good as 2CP.
Well, it sounds like a fucking race car taking off. But it's a bit of a, you know, clunky race car. It's just got this chain kind of rattling.
I don't remember signing up for the NASCAR channel. I can rate your order on Uber. I'm gonna order a snack pack. I'm gonna get a snack pack. Here's a pro tip, Narkid. Get a snack pack, but if you're on keto, that's a diet, just order a snack pack with no chips.
Does the sauce fuck?
It's the saltiest thing you'll ever eat, but guys, it's delicious. It's just, you know, it's all meat.
I do love kebab meat. It is good shit.
Yeah, especially when you just have a pile of kebab meat.
Yeah,
you know. That all those oils kind of eating through the styrofoam. You know how you can put styrofoam in gas in petrol and you make what's that? What do you know that you put styrofoam in petrol and you make napalm? That's it. I'm making a bit of napalm. Are they talking about Vietnam? Oh, they're listening right now. Alright, let's see. I do need to order this. It is getting a little bit late and I'm scared that my place is going to close.
Yeah, look, they might. Alright, they're ready.
Alright, yeah. Do a quick one for me here, Nark. I just need to order it.
Alright. You had that massive break to do it, mate. But, look, oh, thank God that Riptire is gone. It gets a pick on the Mercy and the Diva mech. They do get the pick on the baby Diva as well. Winston getting picked off there. That pause obviously putting Team Dino off their game. They are going to have to reset here. Half their time gone for this first point. So we'll see what they do to recover. We've got Skunkworks resetting onto that roof. Chris Kringle getting the pick on the Farah. So that is also going to delay Team Dino once again. We've still got Zen here. That's fine. Excellent for picking off pharmacies. They have swapped off the Farah now. They have learned. They are being versatile with their comp. We're going to see a Tracer Genji coming in now. Team Dino is trying to come through that right side. And we'll see how Chris Kringle adapts to the situation.
Yeah, two flankers. They're not really flanking here. They are just pushing in with the team. It does look like they are running full dive here. And hopefully they can pull that off without leaving that Zenyatta on by himself for Chris to take out. Only 60 seconds remaining here. They got 3 ults with a fourth coming up, along with UA having 2 ults and possibly Jim's quite soon.
Well, Tracer coming in behind, but very low, trying to escape Psycho on the Diva, but Chris Kringle manages to get the pick. We've got 2 ults coming through onto that roof. Two deaths there on the Zen and the Junk. He does res the Tracer there. So Skunkworks are going to struggle to defend this point against the superior numbers of Team Dino here. Metal getting the ult on 2 of them, pushed them right off the point with 15 seconds to go. I spoke too soon.
Yeah, they pulled it right back with Metal's ult, getting 3 people there, plus the 4th. Just trying to create a distraction while Mercy gets in that res, but he does fail.
We've got the self-destruct coming out. Yeah, look, it's going to be a Skunkworks win here with them holding that point quite convincingly throughout those first 4 minutes for Team Dino.
Yeah, absolutely. They did manage to switch off. They were productive. They could have stayed on that pharmacy, I reckon, just moving around a little bit more. That would have been a bit more devastating than what the Tracer and the Genji actually happened to. Here it is. Oh, look at it.
6 double kill.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful sight. Not so much for Skunkworks, I think.
It's nice.
Little bit of, oh my god, they're delivering my food in 2 minutes. These guys are fast. All right.
They're like outside your house, man.
Not yet. But
no,
it's
like
it's
the store outside your house.
It's down the road. It's like a 20-minute walk or 2-minute drive.
Right. So obviously not a lot going on at 10 o'clock at night.
You'd be surprised. I'd live in an area that thrives in the night.
Right.
But for all the wrong reasons.
Oh.
That's why I have a gun. I don't have a gun. Huh?
Are you part of those wrong reasons?
I am that wrong reason. Nah, I think the one thing you'll find is disgruntled taxi drivers. Because, when you're catching the last train home and you just want to go on a 2-minute drive, they get a bit annoyed. I remember last time they were trying to kick me out of the car and I just said, nah, I'll give you $10. But I've been waiting here for an hour. It's great. Fantastic. Quite hilarious. But at the end, he did take me to my destination.
Oh,
and I gave him $10 in cash as well. Anyway. Oh, it looks like Metal Grand is switching it up, moving to a support player rather than that Reinhardt that he's been playing for quite a while, even though that was working quite well for them. Maybe just Chris possibly wanting to play tank and Cool Tank playing tank as well, of course.
Yeah, no, Cool Tank is that Lucio main, but he's moved to the Zarya now. I'm surprised, like they've got the Zarya now, but they don't have anything really to combo with it. They've got the Diva mech, but it can be a bit unreliable depending on the shield. They can still defend most of their team. At least with like a Riptire or a Dragon, they can kind of guarantee kills. So we'll see how we go here.
See a little bit of boot composition here from Dino, actually. Having that Orisa and the Lucio here. I'm not sure why they put the Lucio unless he is right up in their face, which it doesn't seem like he is actually doing. Trying to get those boots off that first bridge is quite crucial. If they were trying to do it, they'd probably get rid of those rails, though.
Yeah.
That might just be area healing, trying to keep everybody within that Orisa shield, but that Skunkworks just pushing straight through. Nothing really stopping them here.
Yeah, the first kill there. Oh shit. Accidentally tapped out. Come back, here we go. Metal in that back line. Struggling to get through that Orisa now. They're going around the other side.
Trying to push that payload back, but Psycho does push back onto it. Trying to really
he
split up.
learned from his earlier mistake of jumping off the payload.
But it did almost cost them the game there. Psycho really learning from his mistakes, I hope. Cool Tank going in by himself, but not really being punished for it. Does seem Dino just want to just let him walk past. That Orisa didn't pay attention to him until he was almost behind that shield.
Oh,
And
Ben
with another
copping that the arrow to the head while he was high nooning. So not today. We've got the Diva self-destruct coming through. He doesn't actually pick off anyone. And it looks like Team Dino are pushing back onto this payload and getting Skunkworks out of there. Oh, Dragon coming through. Fair bit of damage.
Nothing,
Cool Tank copping that energy. He loves it. Ben very out of position here. Went in a little bit too late. His team is already down, and that is going to delay Skunkworks from pushing in onto this payload. They really need to get through to that bridge because there are quite a few chokes in this first part of the map, I've found.
Yeah, and there's not too much time. They only have a minute 40 left to push back into this point, you know, trying to get everyone down. It's possible that it could go into overtime unless they do put through an extremely solid push. And there it is, look at that. 3 with the ult. It looks like this will go into overtime if they do continue to pull this defense off. Dino, that is. They still do have 3 ults at their disposal for each side. Possibly working with that Zenyatta ult to try and get everybody in and together. I'm not too sure here. Dino really holding the front lines here and rotating successfully.
We are seeing a Pharah play now, Ben onto the Pharah instead of that McCree. So we'll see if he is able to pull anything out. That Hanzo does want him. We've got the Dragon coming through there. Ben coming through has got that Mercy damage boost, quite deadly, but he needs to actually get behind that shield, get those squishies, because you can kill him in 1-2 shots. We've got the Sound Barrier coming through from the Lucio, but it is not enough. Skunkworks going to push through on this payload. That Moira getting staggered there. 20 seconds left on this first point.
So they really did push through with that attack. I was a little bit worried that that first Junkrat tire would have, you know, give them a little bit of a scare here. Looks like they will go into overtime just before they push this point. Just letting that Orisa hold them for it. Not really contesting at all. Looking for everybody around the payload, but nobody in front.
Oh, great ult there from Psycho. He does get one, but it worked in what he was trying to achieve, and that was trying to zone them away from the payload, which allowed Skunkworks to really push in. We've got Chris Kringle pulling the hog over the water. We've got a pause coming through.
It does seem like a tack pause there, not put in chat. Nobody left.
So I'll be right back. My HSP is here.
Yeah, that's all. My HSP will actually be here in 2 minutes. Fantastic. If anyone needs a HSP that is just meat, that's not really a snack pack. It's actually called a meat pack. They call it it's in the just meat section, and it's called a meat pack.
Do you get the same sauces though? Or is it
You
just
can get
meat?
whatever sauces in you want. No, you can get it's a halal snack pack minus the
Minus
chips.
the chips.
That's it.
Okay. Well,
And of course, my Uber account is also linked to Marina's Uber account, so she can see that I have now ordered a halal snack pack, and is sending me messages, getting a little bit annoyed at me.
So classic girls though, it's just you know, they find out what you've been ordering, and you know, it's either why are you doing that, why are you being a fat prick, or you know, why didn't you get me one? What
That's
is
probably
it this
what's
time?
gonna happen. She's I might just send her a cheeky XD to you know, just piss her off. Okay, yeah, no, she's dropped it, and everything looks fine. Oh fuck! Yeah, everything looks fine. This guy is gonna be here in 2 minutes though, so I might have to leave you in a sec.
All right.
Bike though, why would? It's like a hill. It sounds horrible. Why would you do Uber Eats on a bike in this area?
Nah, it's gross. It's gross. I had it in Melbourne, and the guy rocked up an hour after I ordered it, and it was cold as fuck.
Did
And
you?
I got food poisoning. It was good shit.
Wow, that's a
So,
real
Uber Eats
really
never
good
again.
experience. Wow.
Never again. Lost my
So
business.
from that one experience, you never have an Uber Eats again.
Well, I actually ordered it twice while I was in Melbourne, and the first time it was a guy in a car, and that also took an hour, because he drove up to our hotel 3 times. The hotel has a clear sign out the front, for what hotel it is, and he somehow got lost, and he's like driving around like the wrong side of Melbourne or some shit. I don't know. So look. That was in the span of a few days, so Uber Eats, never again.
Oh, well, I've only had positive experience from Uber Eats. I never tip the drivers. Well, usually because they just hand me food and walk away. It's pretty good. There's minimal social interaction in my area. So it's frowned upon to even look him in the eye. You know, he is not lesser, but not the same. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. His name is... Oh, that's a weird... Anubhav.
Anubarak.
Let's keep this pause going, hopefully, until my meat pack arrives. He's very close.
Meat
I
pack.
do realize I am just 90, so I'm going to have to get dressed. Hold on a sec. Ah, fuck. I'll be back in a
Well,
sec.
if he's not looking at you, mate, you should be right. Just watching this, What is that? No, that's the Zen, I think. He's just, twitching on the left of the screen there. In this pause. What is it a pause for? Just be right back. It's, good shit. So Skunkworks doing a lot better against this team. Look, there was a bit of a skill difference before, but look, they've warmed up. They're getting their act together. A bit more communication with the ultimates, and just the coordination between the different players and moving as a pack. They've got the Zen. They have the Zen finally, but yeah, they're not using the Zaya Raza combo on the other team anymore. It's just that one round, but they're a little scarred from the first game, the first match, I think, against the AAOL team. So I've got Chris Kringle on a constant 10-player kill streak here. 2 minutes 16 left to get this payload through, so they did get that through in overtime. Got 3 people on fire on Skunkworks, so they need to capitalize on this. They've got 6 versus 4. Hopefully get a few more picks here, and get over that bridge, because that bridge can be a bit tough sometimes to push over, depending on the enemy team. But they seem to be doing a good job. You need to just hit hard and fast and really get through there. See what the ETA is on that pause. No reason given, just a cheeky bear it back. I feel like I'm in an MMO learning screen sim. He's not wrong. feel like I'm gonna get kicked back out to the login screen very soon. Of course, that's going to happen with the next WoW launch coming up in just under 2 months. Getting back into that, if you are playing WoW and you're in the Oceanic region, come and join us. We're going back to our roots on Horde this time. We're going to Horde Bartholus, as opposed to Alliance on Frostmourne. He's having a problem. He had to run off to, like, toilet problems. They're going. Chris Kringle pushing in hard here. Oh, he just misses the hook on the Widow as she gets around the corner. He is pushing them very hard, making some space for his team to push that payload in a little more. They do need to get away from that bridge, and it's a much easier area to kind of push through here. They're kind of struggling to get around that Orisa shield right now. Chris Kringle getting a pick there. They've got 2 picks, 3 picks coming into this fight, and it's just a non-stop train here from Skunkworks on that payload, pushing through. 1:30 to go, but they're going to get more in no time flat. They're keeping up this aggressive action here with Cool Tank getting picked off though. He pays for it. He went a little bit too deep, but they do cap that point. And they're coming down the final stretch now of Rialto. So looking at the ults, we've got 5 ults on Skunkworks, as opposed to 1 on Team Dino. So hopefully they don't blow it all at once. They need to be very careful to communicate what they're doing with their ults, because otherwise we're just going to see a bunch of wasted ults. And then Dino's going to have the advantage because they'll have their ults while Skunkworks has nothing. Cool Tank getting picked off again there, so they're kind of struggling to get through that choke. Chris Kringle trying to get a hook. He cops a fair bit of damage, but Jim's there to pick him back up and keep him alive. They need to get that back line because Orisa is blocking off most of the angles underneath that choke. So they need to find a different way in. They can go left and right, up and behind, so they need to just do that. Chris Kringle, a couple minute damage there. He does interrupt the whole hog there. We've got the Zyro coming through. They've countered with the sound barrier, and nothing happens there. Got a great hook on the bridge that they do manage to pick her off, and they are going to start to push through that choke. They've picked off the Widowmaker, and they're continuing to keep this push up. Not being as aggressive, but they're being more cohesive as a team. We've got the next whole hog, Flammable, popping off here with that ultimate charge on the hog. They're still pushing through though. Ben has swapped to a Pharah once again, and he's going to try his luck here. They've only got the Soldier really to really hit scan the Pharah, and they do need to change something. There's 30 seconds remaining, and there's still half a distance to push. So they're going to have to come up with something very quickly. That Reinhardt is so out of position, and they punished him. We've got the Zarya ult coming through.
Back.
The Pharah ult gets all of them, and that is a team down on Team Dino. Skunkworks, 3 seconds remaining. They're on that final stretch to the final point. Being very aggressive here, trying to make space for that payload to come through, and that last fight is going to happen now. We've got the Orisa ult about to come through, the Zen ult, the Transcendence coming through on Metal, and that does give Skunkworks a bit more time and room to work their magic. Flammable with another whole hog. That's 3 whole hogs in under 2 minutes. Incredible. And they're kind of struggling here against that spawn time. There are 3 down on the Skunkworks team. Cool Tank getting picked off. I cannot leave that point. Psycho, even in Baby Diva, he's just hiding at the back, trying to hide and not let them see him. And there it is. Unfortunately, they didn't get to that last point, but they did an excellent push. How does your meat pack look, mate?
Fucking awesome. That's some good shit. Meat pack is just the best. So, you said someone got 3 whole hogs in 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was insane. It was, what's his name? Flammable.
Okay.
Yeah, it was insane how quickly he was getting them up.
What was he hitting?
Just everything. There was the opposing hog, so Chris Kringle. They didn't have a shield tank, so he was getting a lot of hits that otherwise would have been absorbed.
Okay. Just a lot of damage.
Yeah, just a lot of damage output, and yeah, they had the Zarya, but there was no actual proper shield to kind of soak those hits. So this time we've got Team Dino attacking. So we'll see how Skunkworks does. They were quite aggressive in this first 2/3 of the map. So we'll see how they deal with Team Dino, presumably doing the same thing. We've got a Reaper on Team Dino.
Interesting. It's sort of very strange. I don't think... What were the last 2 tanks? Don't think they were having too much of a problem with them, were they?
No, I don't think so. But they're going a triple support, 2 tank, and 1 DPS. And the DPS is a Reaper. So I'm interested to see... Well, I don't think they have enough damage here, so we've got to swap off to the Soldier. But even still, I don't think they have enough damage. They've got the... they're running the Bridget as a second DPS. But we'll see how Skunkworks deals with that.
It could be relying on the Brigette stun as well to try and get that Reinhardt ult down. That is
Flammable
really
going hard into the back
away.
Cool Tank snoozing on the job there. He's been heal-nated and still manages to get away with that bubble. Team Dino is just slowly pushing through that payload, and none of them have really been picked off here. They've got that triple support combo. Chris Kringle getting the pick on their one and only DPS player, so that might blunt the push of Team Dino. They're still pushing through though. They've just got that sustain, and every time that I've got the interrupt on Flammable's Reinhardt ult there. We've got Transcendence coming through from Metal, and they've held quite well. They've pushed Team Dino all the way back to spawn, so doing very well there on Skunkworks.
Did look like a wasted ult there for Psycho. Not really saving anyone. Was Cool Tank low there?
No, I don't think so. Like they chased him pretty far. They got the pick. But yeah, they are a bit liberal with their ult use.
They are going to have 4 in just a moment, so shouldn't be too much of a worry. Psycho is also building up that ult very fast, and Jim with the huge stun, but unfortunately doesn't look like many people are going to be able to.
Yeah, the Riptide coming through, he gets 2 of them, but that Bridget shield blocking the rest of the hit. They only get their Reinhardt. The Bridget finally dying off there.
This is exactly what we saw last round. Straight push to this exact point, and then quite a hard hold. Did end up going into overtime for the for Skunkworks. Yeah. So I'm just swallowing meat in between my words.
Swallowing meat in between his words. You heard it here first, guys. Take it how you will. We all know how stress takes it, obviously. Alright, they're coming through on on all sides for Team Dino here. They've got that self-destruct coming through. Chris Stringle getting the pick on the Junkrat. So it's going to be a 6v4 here. We've got the Reinhardt ult coming through again. Jim getting knocked over, but they've managed to hold it, and they got another great stun there. Diva, the only one remaining, and she's pushing back to the Junkrat, who is trying to push that payload, be a bit sneaky, but he might pay for it here. There's only 38 seconds remaining, and he's really staggered himself. The rest of the team's coming in right now.
Also fed that Zarya quite a bit as well, just immediately feeding up her personal shield.
But Skunkworks have been, they've just been pushed off. It seemed like they were all there, and then 3 or 4 of them just got picked off. Maybe being a bit overconfident that they would hold that point, and it's kind of come back to bite them.
Yeah, but this is strange. This is almost exactly what we saw from
in the previous round.
Skunkworks. Yeah, unless they can't push into the next point, but looks like no, it doesn't look like they may be able to. But that Reaper possibly going for an ult here, but he doesn't have his ult.
He holds it. Junkrat's there, but that is going to be it. Reinhardt can't possibly get there, and Skunkworks taking that game quite convincingly. Then the play of the games would be the barrage towards the end of that map.
I did miss this one.
There it is.
Oh, I'm pulled out. They didn't want to see it. They didn't want to see it. They didn't want to give him the satisfaction.
No.
Flammable. Little bit of BM there. Little bit. So what do you think happened there with Dino?
I think they had the advantage, and then they just kind of stopped. Like there was 0.4 meters or something they needed. They just needed to push them back to the bridge, and it's all open ground for Skunkworks. There's no cover there, and then they just need to kind of pick them off. But they did have that odd team composition with the 3 healers, 2 tanks, and a soldier. Which may have contributed to their ability to actually take out heroes on the Skunkworks side.
Yeah, I did notice for the bits I was here, I did notice they were having a very hard time just picking targets as well. Just, they're all over the place really. They just stuck to the targets. Would have been a beat for beat repeat of that first round. That was very peculiar how they both got stuck, both got into overtime, but of course Dino losing out on that last push in overtime. They almost had that point as well.
So we're on Lijiang Tower this time. So both teams running Zenyatta and Lucio and Tracer. So we'll see how they do here. They've got a Winston as well, so it's almost a mirror match. Almost. But they've got a Pharah and a Junk opposing each other. As well as a Moira and a... Oh, now Skunkworks is running the triple heals. See how that goes.
Yeah, look, it is also mirrored here. They're going to have a little bit of a hard time taking out that Pharah, though. That's definitely going to be a big problem. As soon as they see, they should possibly Chris get into Chris or Ben just trying to change to a McCree or a Soldier, something to get rid of that Pharah. But she doesn't seem to be using her fuel too much. She's just sitting inside the ground, inside this room. Not really doing too much. I think she would be a lot better on the outside firing in, where there isn't really anything that's going to be able to get her too well.
Yeah, we've got the Winston pushing hard here onto the Team Dino, and that's going to be a triple kill here. Pharah coming down, but Metal backing off before he loses his own life. And there's 2 of Dino on the point, but they do manage to get the Lucio with the Tracer soon to follow. And that's a quite convincing cap there from Skunkworks.
Absolutely. That Farah didn't seem to be been doing too much. It seemed as soon as their Chris Kringle with the Tracer got on there, she just couldn't do anything. She was just running, which really, could have pulled the tide of battle here. But again, she's just kind of floating around, really touching the ground when shouldn't really be too much of that. But yeah, it does look like they're gonna possibly take this one back.
Yeah, it's not looking great for the Skunkworks boys here, but they are dealing a lot of damage here. Chris Kringle on the Tracer, but he does get picked off, and that is going to be a cap for Team Dino, but 70% is a decent effort for Skunkworks. Flammable jumping off the edge there, he's trying to get away. Got Metal coming onto the point with Winston.
And quite a big stagger for them. And another one down from Dino, trying to use that Transcendence just to turn the tide back into their favor, but during that time they don't seem to get anything, they just lose another one. Another double ult. Really didn't seem like it was needed again, but they are just going to keep fighting on to that point. It does look like Skunkworks is going to take it back here, with having all 5 of those on the point.
Yeah, the problem for Dino here is they keep trying to fight with players down, and then they pop their ultimates, which just makes it worse. So when they actually come back together as a team, they don't have the ultimate charge to be able to turn the tides against Skunkworks. Skunkworks with 2 ultimates right now, and Dino with none. They're coming in on this right side. Metal with ultimate here. He's gonna churn through them here. A lot of damage coming through onto him, but he has disrupted their push here completely, and they're really struggling to push in. And that's going to be the first round to Skunkworks.
Yeah, it was a very convincing round. They managed to, even though without really countering that Farah, that they managed to get the Farah to switch off onto something else, which I guess was a bit of an oversight on the Dino team. That could have been a lot more useful with the Farah, but maybe not. A bit harder shooting into that area. Not too sure. Don't play too much Farah. What's your opinion on that, Narkid?
She was getting a little bit too close, so she was trying to cap on the point because her team was struggling, and that just allowed the Winston Metal. He was really gunning for her, and Ben was also trying to hit her with grenades and succeeded in killing her once or twice. So we're seeing them coming into the second round of Lijiang Tower. A bit more room to maneuver on this particular map. So we'll see what happens. They're going far right and coming up behind Dino here. So we'll see what happens. We've got Ben getting pinned here by Flammable, but it is going to put him very out of position.
At least the Junkrat was able to take the fall for him. It's going to be pushed back onto point. But it looks like it's still quite equal here. That counter move not really working too well in their advantage.
I thought Skunkworks was going to take that.
Yeah.
But it looks like Dino's going to take the point here. Flammable was on 12 health on the point, but they've almost completely capped it. They've almost lost all their capture progress so far, with Skunkworks rushing back onto the point. 3-1 at the moment, and it looks like they are going to cap it. So it was almost kind of 2 big turnarounds before the points even been captured.
Yeah, it does seem that with that kind of fancy going around the back thing for Skunkworks, that did not work at all. But as soon as they just went, alright, back to whatever we do, and they just walked onto point, killed everybody, and forced Dino right out of the point.
Yeah, I think it could have worked, but when the Reinhardt charged through, they then split their focus. So they didn't call a target, and they split their focus. So then it was 5v3, and that's why the push failed. ultimately.
Yeah, again, communication, just save it and save this game. Save your own players, as long as that is what you're focusing on. It does look like Skunkworks is just really giving Dino a hard time here. Dino not doing too much, and we've seen that quite a bit here. Dino just failing, but it's okay. They're really trying to push back. But that Reaper being that far forward, it's a bit of a risk. Just trying to get that Winston though. Pick up the health, but again, getting really far in, using the ult. Killed, wow.
Krona getting a triple there with that Death Blossom. Cool Tank is on the outside of the map. He was trying to bait people into coming out so he can boot them, but his team has been missing out on all that healing and speed that he could have been giving them. He didn't really achieve a whole lot.
Yeah. I did notice that Reaper almost got killed by the Junkrat bullets. The Junkrat grenades that were dropped from the ones he killed was quite interesting. But it was that Tracer who took him out eventually. But that's okay. There wasn't too much damage more he could have done.
I am ready to activate the sound
Does seem to be similar to what we saw in the other map with Skunkworks taking the point initially, getting to about 70%, and then Dino coming in and stealing the point back. We'll see if it goes the same way with Skunkworks taking the point again, but Flammable taking out Ben. It does look like it will be in their favor, in Dino's favor now. And that even if it isn't, their points are still ticking by, and they still have quite a few people to kill before the point is theirs.
Jim sitting on this top balcony, which I noticed he's kind of taken out of the book of the earlier scrim that we played, Stress. That Zen kind of just sitting on a high ledge somewhere, get those discords out, get the healing out, and has good sight lines.
Yeah, it can be effective, but again, if you get dived with Zen out of position, he's very hard to save because he has that low health, because of that extremely low health, and it's just really hard save.
Yeah, they're struggling to get back onto this point after capping 95% of it. Chris Kringle trying desperately to get some health around the back. He does have that Pulse Bomb ultimate, so it is going to be a battle here. Whoever wins this team fight will take the round.
Yeah, absolutely. But it does
big ult here from Flammable. They are able to capitalize to get 2 kills there on Chris Kringle and Psycho. We've got a charge coming through. Jim able to stay alive, and he picks off Flammable. We've got a big Zarya ult here, but it's not enough. And Skunkworks taking the win here on Li Zhang.
Yeah, it does look like they were having a bit of a hard time. Again, just really what happened that first round with okay, definitely a bit of a waste of time there. Could have really helped his team out a little bit.
No,
I guess in the end there for him.
Unreal.
Oh, there it is.
Beautiful Gamma Griffin getting that legendary. Are we gonna see another map from these guys?
My voice is a little fucked now, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's it. Are they calling it?
Yep. Yeah, I'm happy to call. I'm not doing it alone.
You need someone to stream it.
Right, that's exactly right.
Alright, well, that's all there is.
Thanks everyone for joining Unreal Aussies here on our stream to, it was great having everyone. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. We get Skunkworks is an Unreal Aussies team, if anyone was confused about that. They are the second Overwatch team. The first, of course, being Fusion, named after the chemical reaction of two things being fused together rather than anyone in particular.
You sure about that one, right?
I'm positive about that one.
You're positive about that one.
Positive about that one, yeah. Yeah, if you enjoy this stream, we'll be streaming later on tonight. No, we won't. That's like tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll actually have D&D tomorrow from 1 o'clock.
D&D, yes, of course. Get into that. That's good.
Yeah, we might have some stuff later on tomorrow night as well.
Oh, yeah, cool. Aren't we doing... also, there's the AAOL podcast on tomorrow that I've been invited to. That starts at 7 on their Twitch channels.
Yeah, a bit of a waste of time there.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else to promote, Narkid?
Not really at the moment. You know, we've got Hot Snipe Monday, Tuesday, Overwatch in-house.
Yep, I'm really voting on splitting those teams back up because it is quite a clusterfuck, especially when 18 people get into the same Discord. But, you know, apparently that's not fun, but okay. Anyway.
I'm going to find someone to host here.
Who are we going to host? Anyone in?
Oh, who we got here? We'll go over to Plush Kitty. His name is Kitu now. Give her a host. I'll have to wait for the delay to come through though.
Yeah.
So we're going to call it there, and then once this goes off, I'll host her. So thanks for watching, guys.